pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Esley?
Present.
Councilman Marasco?
Ill.
Councilman Perticone?
Here.
Councilwoman Scrobach?
Here.
Supervisor DeRizio?
Here.
And attorney for the town.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I suspect that Paul will not be in attendance tonight. He had emailed me that he wasn't feeling well and asked permission to be excused. So at this time, it's a great honor to swear in officers for their new promotions. They seem a little timid tonight and nervous. We're going to do Anthony first. Okay, now, would you like to?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, if you two would like to join me over here, and I'll have you hold this for him. He's going to place his left hand on that and raise his right hand. And we're ready for future prosperity there. I, Anthony DeFonte,
I, Anthony DeFonte,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of New York.
and of the state of New York.
I will enforce all the laws of the state
I will enforce all the laws of the state
of New York and the town of Arundecoit.
of New York and of the town of Arundecoit.
I will fulfill the duties
I will fulfill the duties
of the rank of investigator
of the rank of investigator
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
I will obey all orders,
I will obey all orders,
rules, and regulations
rules, and regulations
of the Arundecoit Police
of
Department.
the Arundecoit Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I will serve,
I will serve,
protect,
protect,
and guide the citizens of the town of Arundecoit.
and guide the citizens of the town of Arundecoit.
Congratulations. Oh, you're not done yet. No. You and the chief have to speak a little bit.
We do, okay. You want to go first? Sure. Anthony has been on the department for 13 years, assigned to the road patrol most of the 13 years, and was assigned to he's a defensive tactics instructor, firearms instructor, and was assigned to the Monroe County Drug Task Force for a year. So he's got quite a bit of an experience for the position that he has now been promoted to.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chief. I thank my mom and dad for coming here today. My son, daughter, my wife, my son's sick, and my daughter had a gymnastics competition tonight, which is way more important than this. So, but thank you. I can't thank everybody enough. The Chief, Deputy Chief, the Captain, Mark Bean for choosing me. I had great people I went up against, and they're all great guys. And I look forward to working with them in the future. Thank you very much.
By the way, Anthony comes from a family of law enforcement officers. His father is a retired detective from RPD. His brother was a member of our force. I believe he has a brother in the city of Rochester PD, and then there's Anthony in RPD.
Thank you, Chief. And at this time, Alan Laird and his family, please. I'm going to have you hold the Bible for him. so you can be seen, okay? Don't be shy, come in close. Okay, relax, don't be so nervous. Okay, you ready? I, Alan Laird,
I, Alan Laird,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of New York.
and of the state of New York.
I will enforce all of the laws
I will enforce all of the laws
of the state of New York and the town of Arundecoit.
of the state of New York and the town of Arundecoit.
I will fulfill the duties
I will fulfill the duties
of the rank of sergeant
of the rank of sergeant
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I will obey all orders,
I will obey all orders,
rules, and regulations
rules, and regulations
of the Arundecoit Police Department.
of the Arundecoit Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I will serve,
I will serve,
protect,
protect,
and guide the citizens of the town of Arundecoit.
and guide the citizens of the town of Arundecoit.
Congratulations.
Alan has also been on the department for 13 years. He's a technician, firearms instructor, defensive tactics instructor, and a field training officer. So he's got quite a bit of experience behind him for the position of sergeant and for future leadership of this department.
Thank you. I just want to thank the chief, the deputy chief, and the captain, Madam Supervisor, and the members of the town board for the opportunity. I look forward to continuing working with the best police department in the county and with the men and women of the Arundecoit Police Department. Thank you.
It is wonderful also to see the fellow officers here today in support. It's just really great to see you here because oftentimes we don't see you because of the wheel that you're on. So it's wonderful seeing all of you tonight, and thank you for coming.
Madam Supervisor, might be a good time to also thank the officer for his intervention in while they're still here.
Yes, we're going to be recognizing
On
Robbie
a separate-
Lewis next month.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes.
Give him his own night.
We are working on the 2014 budget, in which a structurally balanced budget finances recurring operations with recurring revenues and avoids reliance on one-shot funding, such as grants and fund balances. We shall continue reserves and appropriate for contingencies in the 2014 budget. Local economic changes, variable utility and fuel costs, healthcare and retirement are significant things that we must consider in budgeting. The property tax makes up about 50% of all town revenues. Volatility requires conservative budget figures for other revenue lines. All expenses are examined. We have the responsibility to adopt realistic and structurally balanced budgets and continuously monitor the budget. The 2012 audit is on the website. We have made substantial financial improvements in the last 3 years in spite of a recession and slow recovery. In Moody's rating of the creditworthiness of a municipality, fund balance is only one segment of the financial analysis, and the town's finances are one of many factors considered in the rating. The financial health is not only the general fund balance, but also the financial integrity of all funds. Maintaining reserves have internal and external benefits. Internally, reserves have provided cash flow in anticipation of receiving major revenues, and we've seen this in past resolutions. reducing the need for borrowing, leveraging state grants, and providing the unexpected. Many variables influence the amounts held in reserve, so the externally reserves are important by investors, rating agencies, and banks. Keeping the tax rate the same, we have followed a budgeting process that has built funds, increased services and programs, maintained structural balance, and improved the town's financial health to weather the unexpected and economically sensitive revenues. Another area in which we have made improvements is the safety of employees. Safety training has reduced accidents significantly, as it is important for workers to protect themselves, those with whom they work, as well as the general public. Please remember to keep grass mowed within 6 inches and do not park on the grass. Code compliance is important to quality of life in our neighborhoods. In fact, for July 1st through the 16th of this month alone, $50,000 has been billed for code compliance violations. Report issues to the Code Enforcement Department. Then the code enforcer will visit the site, take photos, and send a letter. We allow 10 days for compliance before commencing action. Save the dates of July 26th and 27th for the Arundecoit Art Trail. Arundecoit artists represent various media, so take this opportunity to fine-tune your knowledge and add to your collection of homegrown talent. Saturday, July 27th is Passport Day in Arundecoit. Bring the whole family, have passport photos taken, enjoy the advantage of doing this business in town at our town hall. Non-residents of Arundecoit also invited to come. Visit the building department for permits for almost everything. It's a busy time of the year, so please be sure you obtain those permits. Please do not place anything in the town right away, not even temporarily. Protect our environment by conserving water and only rain down the storm water drains. Reduce, reuse, and recycle as most healthy way to declutter the brain, the house, and the environment. And with that, we'll move to public input. And our first speaker tonight is Mike Fonte.
While Mike is coming up to the microphone, I also just want to remind people that the Shop Arundecoit is this Thursday at the market. So come on out for that. You'll see local vendors. The Chamber of Commerce is spearheading this in conjunction with the farmers market.
Good evening.
Okay, I want you to know you have 3 minutes to speak, and you give your name and your address.
My name is Mike Fonte, spelled F-O-N-T-E, 3704 South Main Street, Marion, New York, Wayne County. And the reason I'm here tonight is because I have a suggestion that was initiated by, if you look at the back of the sheet that you have, a retired major who is sitting over here who is also a veteran. And I would like to thank the town board for honoring the veterans present by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. This reaffirms our service to you and to our country. Now, down to business. At the present time, there are or will be 2 large problems within the city of Rochester. The Medley Center is like a large millstone hanging around your neck. And the projected move of the Westfall VA Medical Center, and it's still going to be projected as still being on the west side of the city. Now, I don't like to present problems without at least offering possible solutions. So here goes. By moving the VA Center into the Medley Center, the following obvious results will occur. A larger and more spacious VA Center. Relief of crowded parking like at Westfall Road. A more centralized VA Center to better serve area veterans. For information, the military recently closed the United States Marine Corps Reserve Center on Paul Road, and that only leaves the Naval Reserve Center. That unit could move from Paul Road to Medley Center to further centralize military and veterans administrative functions. If the VA wishes, it may open a small fast food store and or small post exchange adjacent to the VA Center like they do in Canandaigua. As they have captive patrons, other venues could and would move into adjoining spaces. I just found out tonight that Medley Center exceeds in floor space and parking spaces what is projected for the new building that the VA wishes to construct on the west side of the city. So build a revived Medley Center and it will be used. They will come. That's just like what Kevin Costner said in Field of Dreams. I feel that this is a win-win situation for both the VA and Irondequoit. I strongly and emphatically urge this board to further investigate and pursue this matter to both the VA and Monroe County. Now, I'm standing on the wrong side of the board to make a motion. So what I would like to do is request one of the board members to make a motion that this will be continued and followed up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Richard Barone.
Richard Barone, 154 Allwood Drive. During and before the library vote held in April, the voters had a legal right to information on the impact on the environment of the proposed library building. This town board denied the voters that right under the law, under New York State environmental law. Your vote and the public vote are invalid and will be overturned by the court or rescinded by this board. Now that the information on traffic, parking, drainage, visual impacts will be provided, you should do the right thing. Let's give voters the opportunity to vote on the library proposal with the information that they should have had in April and which was denied to them because this board did not follow the procedures as laid down in the state law. I believe the voters deserve no less.
And that concludes our public comment. And I guess we're moving on to the financial report.
June 30th marks the midpoint of the year. 50% of the year has elapsed. The total town expenditures are below 50% at 47.5%, which is favorable. The total town revenue is 76.8%, which is higher than the percent of the year that has elapsed, and that also is favorable. The financial status is as of June 30th. The actual spending and encumbrances that make up the 47.5% of expenditures budget that I just mentioned equate to $14.9 million. $13 million are actual expenditures and encumbrances are $1.9 million. Encumbrances continue to be a necessary part of the town's operations as departments commit to supplies, commodities, and services that are needed throughout the year. The general fund expenses are favorable at $8.2 million, or 45.3% of budget, below 50%, the 50% of the year that has elapsed. Of the $8.2 million total, $7.4 million represents the actual year-to-date spending. The remainder is encumbrance. Jointly, the expenses in the highway funds are $3.5 million, or 62.6% of budget. That's higher than 50%. Each of the highway funds has substantial and necessary encumbrances such as gas, fuel, asphalt, debt service, equipment parts, and salt. The expenditures in the library are $827,000, 44.4% of budget. Sewer has expended 42.3% of its budget, $1.7 million. The stormwater drainage expenses total $208,000, which equates to 26.7% of budget. The general fund has received $12.1 million, 67.3% of the revenue budget for the fund. $10.3 million is tax revenue, $225,000 is payment in lieu of taxes. Year-to-date, the town has received sales tax revenue for January and February and mortgage tax for the first quarter of the year. You will note that the Parks and Recreation revenue is higher than budget at 58.3%. To recap, revenue for the entire town for the first half of the year is $23.9 million, or 76.8% of budget that has been received. Approximately $16.3 million is real estate tax. The library has received close to $1.8 million, 95% of its revenue budget. Highway has received $4.9 million, 88.6% of its revenue budget. And the sewer fund has received 98.8%, or $3.8 million. In this month's report, there's a second quarter summary and comparison to the prior 6 years. The percent of budget spent and encumbered is consistent with the trends of the prior years. There are no significant variances or major concerns. Highway 3 is slightly higher this year due to an increase in installment debt that resulted from the purchase of 2 snowplows late in 2012. The revenue trends are consistent with prior years as well. In the general fund, bails and fines dipped last year, but this year is more in line with the recent preceding years. Last year, other sources of revenue was unusually high because we received a $75,000 Salt Barn insurance reimbursement check in June. The stormwater drainage funds shows only 3.7% of revenue. However, an internal transfer is planned for July that will take that revenue to approximately 99% of budget. So this concludes my financial report as of the month of June, the first half of the year.
Thank you very much. That's why I also reported on what was coming in for grass and violations, because due to unexpected situation, I wanted to make sure you knew that tonight. And also, in terms of the highway funds, we're going to take the rest of our salt order for this year, end of August, perhaps in September, early September, and we're anticipating that a great deal of that will get us through next year, so that we won't have to order as much salt. And I've got our DPW guys here, and I hope they can reaffirm that. They're shaking their head. Yes, good.
Of course, I'm sure a lot of it depends on the weather.
There will be no inclement weather in November or December.
No, none. We won't have it. Has to stay at the border.
Okay, moving on.
Approval of minutes, June 12th, 2013, the workshop meeting.
Moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Did anyone find anything that needed to be added, corrected? All right. Hearing none, let's accept as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The minutes from the workshop are accepted as presented.
The June 18th, 2013, the regular town board meeting.
So moved.
And second, please. Thank you. And did anyone find anything that needed to be changed or added?
I was so sure that Laura had said, it was one of the quotes I wanted in there, was she had never seen a town recover from fiscal stress so quickly. But I did review the tape, and she didn't say it there. And does anybody remember her saying that the workshop?
I think it was at the workshop.
Yeah, and I can't really give a perfect quote from that, but I would have liked that in there anyway. I can't, Barbara does such a great job, I won't make her change it for one little thing. Especially since I can't remember exactly what she said. But it was something else to that effect.
Okay, hearing none, let us vote to accept as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose, no. Motion carries to accept as presented. And thank you for such diligence, Barbara.
I know.
Thank you. Items for board action, Item 7A, 2013-1, authorizing an agreement with the Catholic Family Center for non-medical home support services to the elderly as approved through the Community Development Block Grant during August 1st, 2013 through July 31st, 2014.
And I'll move that. Second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Okay, Annie?
This resolution is in support of the budgets that the town board has already approved. So there will be 5 resolutions with the various service agencies that have programs that are funded through the town CDBG fund. And I will not read these resolutions unless you would like me to. But after Barb reads each one, I will indicate the money associated with the resolutions. They are all from a 12-month period starting August 1st, 2013 through July 31st, 2014. So it's a 12-month period. The title of the resolution basically will allow you to understand what the contract is. Again, these are all contracts, if I didn't say that. It will allow you to know what the contract is, but I will inform you of the dollar amount each time. So this resolution is for $24,100.
Okay. Does anyone have any further questions?
No, we talked about this, of course, many times. CDBG, of course, being the Community Development Block Grant. For those that aren't familiar with that acronym, it's a grant that the town has gotten so far every year, although albeit quite a bit reduced, but it just goes for the good of the community.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, let us vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Item 7A, 2013-2, authorizing an agreement with the Housing Council in the Monroe County area for housing counseling services to low and moderate income residents for the period August 1st, 2013 through July 31st, 2014, as approved through the Community Development Block Grant.
Motion, please.
Moved.
Thank you. Second, please.
Second.
Thank you.
The total amount of that resolution is $29,365.91. There is 2 components to that contract. $12,900 results from the 2014 allocation, which the process that we just went through. $16,465.91 was transferred from the mortgage relief fund of a prior year. So, and that was a resolution that was adopted in May. So again, it's $29,365.91, and there are 2 components to that total contract.
Thank you. Does anyone have anything further to ask?
Also, just another reminder that if anyone does want to read the full resolution, they are posted on the website.
Hearing no further discussion, let us vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Item 7A, 2013-3, authorizing an agreement with the Arundecoit Community Cupboard to provide healthy food choices to low-income residents as approved through the Community Development Block Grant during August 1st, 2013 through July 31st, 2014.
So moved.
Thank you, and I'll second it.
That amount for this contract with the Arundecoit Community Cupboard is $12,000 for the year. And if these are approved, each of these contracts will be sent to the respective programs for their signature, as a counter signature. Mary Joy signs, and each organization will have a representative sign.
Thank you. And I want to remind our home gardeners that if you have surplus from your gardens, to please remember the Arundecoit Food Cupboard, because they would love to have fresh produce and fruit to give out to our Arundecoit families. Any other discussion?
I'm glad you do that. I think that's a great idea. And it's located right there on Culver Road, close to the cemetery so if you're not sure where it is, it's convenient too.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, let us vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Item 7A, 2013-4, authorizing an agreement with the Arundecoyt Senior Transportation Ministry for transportation services to the elderly as approved through the Community Development Block Grant during August 1st, 2013 through July 31st, 2014.
And I'll move this one. A second, please.
Second.
Thank you.
That annual amount is $24,000. And I might add that each of the programs that are listed here have been in effect for a number of years. The community covered, I think this is its third year, but the other programs have been in effect for many years.
Anything anyone would like to ask or add? Hearing none, let us vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Item 7A, 2013-5, authorizing an agreement with Lifespan of Greater Rochester for the Safety and Security for Seniors Program of support services to the elderly as approved through the Community Development Block Grant during August 1st, 2013 through July 31st, 2014.
Moved.
Thank you. And a second, please.
Second?
Thank you.
That contract is for $7,500.
And that's what they requested, wasn't it, Annie?
Yes.
Yes. These are for handrails and various things. Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. Hearing none, let us vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Mary Joyce, just a note, I sat on this committee here, and I think the people use these services. I mean, really, they're there, especially the last one we talked about, Lifespan. I mean, for the elderly, they do hand grips for you, carbon monoxide detectors, smoke detectors. They do a lot of stuff, so if you feel that you're, in danger at all at your own home, call these folks. They come right down and they install all these things for you, so really use the services that are available.
Believe me, I believe strongly in these federal funds
Yeah.
because they do go right to our residents, and it's an important part to quality of life for seniors and lower income to middle income families. Okay.
Item
All right.
7A, 2013-6, authorizing the attendance of 2 justices to the 104th New York State Magistrates Association Conference.
So moved.
And a second, please. Thank you. Okay. Irene?
Good evening. Would you like me to read the resolution?
Or at least part of it.
Whereas authorizing its requested for attendance for 2 town justices to attend the 104th Annual New York State Magistrates Association Conference. Whereas the conference will be held September 8th through the 11th, 2013 at the Crown Plaza Resort and Golf Club in Lake Placid, New York, whereas funding for this expense in the amount of approximately $2,000 is available in the account of 001-1110-4100. Also, I just want to remind the town board and Madam Supervisor that the state does reimburse us for approximately half of this amount, so it will only be a cost to us of approximately $1,036. Now, therefore, be resolved that the town board authorizes approval of the attendance of Town Justice Joseph Janier and Town Justice Patrick Russi to attend the 104th Annual New York State Magistrates Association Conference. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion?
Well, obviously, I'm not going to support this. I have a firm belief that it's not in the best interest of tax dollars to spend this kind of money when the judges can be recertified on a yearly basis free here in Rochester, as is Judge Valentino taking advantage of. So, as usual, I will not be supporting this.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Hearing no further discussion, let us vote. All those in favor of this resolution signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no.
Nay.
And the motion carries 3 yes, 1 no, and 1 absent person. Okay.
Thank you. Item 7A, 2013-7, authorizing the promotion to Maintenance Mechanic 3.
Motion
Moved.
and a second. Thank you. Okay. Beth?
I'm going to start, and I'm sorry, I can't pull this any closer, so I hope you can hear me. Oh, careful. This is a promotion for Joseph Halsey, who is a laborer currently and is being promoted to a maintenance mechanic 3 in the highway garage. He's been an employee of the town since 2006. He's also a town resident. And I'd like Patrick to speak more clearly on how he feels he's qualified. This position is per the union, blue-collar union contract. It was posted properly and interview processed properly. This will be paid out of 031-A125-0100-1100.
Thank you.
As Beth mentioned, Joe Halsey is a 7-year employee of the town. Along with this MM3 promotion, I have another MM3 promotion that you will hear just after this. Those MM3s work on, as we get new vehicles into the fleet, there's many things that need to be done with them, with the wiring, radios, lights, sirens. This includes all the vehicles for the town, including the police cars, which have also laptop computers installed in them. They are going to be the first ones that see these vehicles come into the town. They're also the last ones that see them leave the town. So they work on taking decals off and pulling radios out and, getting them ready for either resale or auction. They've been doing these types of operations for the last couple of years, preparing for this. Joe Halsey can be an independent worker, but he's also a great team player. He's proven himself here the last 7 years, and I believe he can handle this job very well.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, let us vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. Motion carries. And Joe is in the audience, and I don't want to embarrass him, but if he'd like to stand up and we can.
Thank you, Joe.
Item 7A, 2013-8, authorizing the promotion to Maintenance Mechanic 3.
I'll move that one.
Second.
Thank you.
As Patrick mentioned, this is our second maintenance mechanic 3 position that we are promoting to. This gentleman, Tommy Albert, who has been a town employee since 1996. I believe he even worked even before that as an animal control officer. So he's moved on up, and he's a very important part of the maintenance garage and also the town safety functions. He gets involved with a lot of those issues as well. This position also is part of the blue-collar unit and has been posted and interviewed in proper respective. The maintenance mechanic 3 rate is $21.45 per hour, and it will be paid out of 031-A125-0100-1100.
Thank you. Does anyone have anything to ask?
I will talk about Tommy here, too. It's hard to believe because he only looks like he's 21 years old, but he's been with the town for 21 years. His first 3 years was in animal control, working part-time, and then he stuck with that, and 3 years later started working full-time with the highway. He's always looking to lend a hand to anybody in need. He is very involved with our community. He's been with his local fire department. I don't know all the things that he does with that, but he's always doing something. He also has to be reminded quite often that he needs to take the vacation that is due him. and take time out for himself. So he's a great asset for the town.
Thank you, Patrick. Anything anyone wants to ask? Okay, hearing none, let us vote. All those in favor of this promotion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. And 21-year-old Tommy Albert, would you like to stand and be recognized, please?
I do just have to add, every once in a while, I'll see him at Wegmans or out or somewhere, and he's always the most respectful, kind-hearted, sweet person. I just think he's a real asset to the town.
He's always smiling.
Yeah, always.
Thank you.
Item 7A, 2013-9, authorizing the promotion to senior auto mechanic.
Motion,
Moved.
and I'll second it.
Again, we have a promotion in the highway garage area. Mr. Timothy Hughes, who was hired 3 years ago as a auto mechanic, has proved himself to be superior. And Patrick has requesting that he be promoted to a senior auto mechanic. He, again, is a blue-collar unit employee, and he is also, we've also posted this position and followed the interview process. I know Patrick can speak more highly of him. I know that he does very well with the repair of the vehicles and the trucks. And I guess I'll let Pat take over.
Yep, Tim's been with the town for 3 years, but he came to us with a 2-year degree in auto mechanics from Alfred State. He then also, after graduation, worked six years in private industry in that field before interviewing with us. When he initially came on, when we interviewed him, we didn't really know anything about him. Mark Newman, who's the senior labor foreman, really liked Tim's demeanor, felt that he would get along well with the guys in the shop, and he's proven Mark correct. So he's been a great asset with the mechanics and is doing very well.
Okay, anything? Okay, let us vote. All those in favor of this promotion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. And Tim, would you like to stand and be recognized? And all three of these gentlemen work under our labor foreman, Mark Newman, so he's not getting off easily. He will have to stand and be recognized as well.
Yay, Mark.
And that concludes all of the resolutions
This must
for
be a record.
tonight's board meeting. Yes, do want to remind you, Shop Arundecoit is Thursday night in conjunction with our farmers market. The farmers market is just in such a beautiful setting. We had over 1,600 that we were able to count at last Thursday's farmers market, and over 300 were here for Movie Under the Stars. And please mark your calendar for the next Movie Under the Stars, August 1st, here at the Town Hall campus. It's a wonderful time to share with family and friends and have kettle corn and Italian ices, and it's just a wonderful experience. So unless there's something else for the good of the organization, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And a second, please?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. We are adjourned, and we'll see you in August. Thank you.